We've got a lot to cover this week, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. From the unveiling of the ASTRO BOT controller to the PS5 Pro RDNA 4 tech being confirmed by big names in the industry, and Digital Foundry saying we might get 4 times the ray tracing, but with a twist. We also got the lows of PlayStation Plus service underperforming. Former GTA developer downplays impact of GTA6 leaks. Here's what's happening. The ASTRO BOT controller, a special edition DualSense for PS5, is making waves with its sleek design featuring blue accents and Astro's iconic eyes on the touchpad. Set to launch on September 6, 2024, alongside the new ASTRO BOT game, this controller has fans buzzing. Some fans are going as far as saying this is Sony's coolest controller yet. Although the eyes on the controller won't be animated, the design is still a hit. At ChinaJoy 2024, attendees got a sneak peek at Astro's new adventures, showcasing vibrant worlds and engaging gameplay. The anticipation for this game is building, and I'm eager to try it out, even though some people are trying to downplay it. On the flip side, PlayStation Plus has hit a rough patch. A recent report shows a significant drop in player numbers for PS Plus Extra and Premium libraries, with a nearly 50% decline in July 2024. Despite offering well-regarded titles like Remnant 2 and Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion, the service didn't see the expected player engagement. To add to the woes, 9 games are scheduled to leave PS Plus in August 2024, including Need for Speed Unbound, Destroy All Humans 2, and Among Us. A quick reminder, as long as you have added the PS Plus Essential games to your library, you will not lose them when they leave the service. The current PS Plus Essential games will leave the service on Monday, August 5th, 2024. The PS Plus Extra and Premium games are expected to leave the service on Monday, August 20th, 2024. So, apparently, Kepler L2 is getting the green light of trust from Digital Foundry and other big names in the gaming industry. Let's explore what Digital Foundry had to say about this new leak. The buzz is all about a potential 4-fold increase in ray tracing performance. Let's dig in. According to leaked documents, the PlayStation 5 Pro could potentially offer up to 4 times the ray tracing performance of the base model. Alex from Digital Foundry, a trusted name when it comes to tech analysis, weighed in on the leaks. He dissected the technical jargon and gave us a clearer picture of what we might expect from this rumored PS5 Pro. The big news is the introduction of a double ray tracing intersect engine. This sounds like a fancy term, but it's a game changer. Essentially, it means the PS5 Pro could handle ray tracing calculations way more efficiently, delivering better lighting and shadows in games. The leaks suggest this improvement comes from RDNA 4's ability to double down on ray tracing performance, potentially giving us a 2- to 4-fold increase. That's some serious firepower. But wait, it gets more interesting. So, we know by now that the PS5 Pro will have a GPU equivalent to a 7800 XT, but the RT performance is potentially double of the 7800 XT because it got the RDNA 4 RT engine, or something Sony custom. During the latest episode of their weekly podcast, the tech experts at Digital Foundry took a look at some of the leaked new ray tracing features that will be included in the RDNA 4 architecture and will make their way onto the upcoming console, highlighting how some of them, such as double ray tracing intersect engine and BVH footprint improvement, could indeed lead to much better performance. The former, for example, will improve the performance of the intersect engine that is used to repurpose texture units as ray tracing accelerators to do the smaller part of ray tracing, which is also the most expensive. The latter, on the other hand, should improve BHV compaction, which is used to reduce the memory footprint for what a developer needs to trace against. As of now, on PC, NVIDIA benefits more from BHV compaction, but this enhancement should improve things on AMD as well as on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Unfortunately, this recent leak doesn't go into any detail regarding specific hardware changes and does not make any mention of traversal, which is an important part of ray tracing. NVIDIA and Intel, for example, have hardware that takes over the traversal aspect of shooting a ray through the BVH structure, which is something extremely expensive and that is notoriously bad on a normal GPU. A patent from Sony a while back revealed a traversal unit that has yet to surface in any PlayStation 5 Pro leak. So maybe the console will have new hardware that will further improve ray tracing quality. However, if the system really lacks traversal acceleration, then path tracing may be too ambitious for it. Older games with path tracing, like Quake 2 RTX or even Minecraft, could definitely run on the system, but more modern titles, like games powered by Unreal Engine 5, never could, no matter how simple they are. Since games will still need to run on the base model, the scale of ambition of the PlayStation 5 Pro is certainly limited. Okay, I'm gonna quote this part from Digital Foundry because I think the way they worded it is pretty good. We also need to consider Mark Cerny's comments about being impressed with what developers have done with ray tracing. tracing, which suggests that developers could still surprise us with what they achieve on the PS5 Pro. The idea that a game would launch on PS5 Pro but not on the base PS5 seems unlikely, limiting the scope of ambition to some extent. In terms of improvements, the PS5 Pro might focus more on image quality enhancements rather than drastically different features. For instance, in No Man's Sky, the base resolution could improve from 1296p to 1728p, offering a noticeable clarity increase. The game already maxes out many settings, so there's limited room for improvement, but a sharper image could be a key feature. The lack of significant CPU upgrades in the PS5 Pro suggests that improvements will likely focus on graphical enhancements and maintaining higher native resolutions, particularly for 4K displays. This aligns with what we've seen in this generation, where games often don't hit true 4K resolutions. It will be interesting to see if the PS5 Pro affects games like No Man's Sky in PSVR 2, where increased resolution could enhance the VR experience. We hope developers will take full advantage of the hardware, pushing for better anisotropic filtering and overall image quality improvements. The leaked settings for No Man's Sky indicate custom scaling for each platform, but there's a lot of behind-the-scenes platform scalability not fully exposed by these settings. Analyst William R. Aguilar, who heard from trustworthy sources that the September presentation will be a showcase, would be 90% sure it would be one anyway due to 10 reasons. PlayStation is required by their fiduciary responsibility to outline to their shareholders the products they intend to sell next year before the year arrives. By this point in 2023, we already knew about Stellar Blade, Rise of the Ronin, Concord, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Helldivers 2 coming in 2024, but this year, we know nothing about what's coming in 2025. Sony would definitely want to show the new first-party games launching in the future on the new system, so it makes sense to hold off on their reveal. Additionally, this year is PlayStation's 20th anniversary, and they will want to do something to commemorate the occasion. Alongside other reasons, the analyst thinks that the fact that we have entered the second half of the PlayStation 5 life cycle and some past precedents indicate that Sony will want to do a large showcase to show games further off covering the rest of the generation. As such, the September showcase could be a little different than a normal one. As William pointed out, we know nothing about PlayStation's 2025 release schedule, so there's no doubt that Sony must be planning something to finally show players what awaits them in the next 12 months and beyond. Stellar Blade sees 40% player surge with Summer Update. Thanks to the recent Summer Update, it looks like a lot of you are feeling particularly thirsty while hunting those Stellar Blade trophies. The latest update has seen a huge Stellar Blade PS5 player boost, bringing fans back into the fold with what could be one of the best PS5 games of the year. A small area for a summer vacation has been added to the Great Desert Oasis for a limited time, allowing players to explore a relaxing beach-themed location. The update introduces summer-themed background music, BGM, in the Great Desert Oasis. Players can still listen to the previous Oasis soundtracks at the base camp. 2 new outfits and 1 new accessory have been added to Clyde's shop at the Oasis, providing players with more customization options for the protagonist. The update addresses a bug where the hair color change was not applying correctly in the boss challenge preset. Various other bug fixes and improvements have been implemented. The Summer Oasis area and the background music are limited time features, but the developer has not specified an exact end date. Players are encouraged to enjoy these additions before they are removed. While the 2 new outfits showcased will stick around for forever, like the other clothing options Eve can choose from, the Summer Oasis area and the background music, there are the limited time parts of this update. Shift Up did not clarify when they'll be removed, but given the theme, players should at least have until the end of the summer to enjoy them. In a recent interview with San in Play, GTA 3 and San Andreas developer Abi Vermage was asked whether he'd been aware of the huge GTA6 leak that took place in September 2022. In response, Vermage said that he hadn't followed the leak closely, but that's because the leaks are usually not as important as people think. It's just because there are millions of people waiting for any news, and Rockstar doesn't give them any news, explains. Vermage explains that he can totally understand why those studios never offer any news. Because whenever a big company says anything, whether it's Rockstar or EA or Ubisoft of whatever, it gets analyzed and it often gets run negatively. From the developer's point of view, then, their best bet is just to be quiet. That's what they're doing. It's a shame it's gone that way, but it's not just their fault. Rockstar says that the GTA 6 leak was extremely disappointing and claimed that the reveal of dozens of early gameplay videos and screenshots cost it $5 million and thousands of hours of staff time. Since that leak, we've had a much closer look at the game thanks to the GTA 6 trailer, but according to Vermage, even that might not be too much to get excited about. He's long removed from Rockstar itself, but his prediction is that GTA 6 won't be wildly different from GTA 5, and that might disappoint a few fans. In a disappointing update, Forza Horizon 4 is being delisted from digital platforms on December 15, 2024, due to licensing issues. This means that the game and its additional content will no longer be available for purchase. The final series of the festival playlist will run until August 22, after which players can no longer access it. However, daily and weekly challenges will continue to offer rewards. Here's what the official website has to say. Hello, Forza Horizon community. We have to share a couple of updates regarding Forza Horizon 4, its availability, and the changes we are bringing to the festival playlist in the near future. Due to licensing and agreements with our partners, Forza Horizon 4 will be delisted from digital platforms, Microsoft Store and Steam, on December 15, 2024. This means the game and its additional content will no longer be available for purchase through online stores. Before the delisting date, the festival playlist's flow will change as follows. Starting July 25th, we will have the final series for the game in Series 77, which will include the last festival playlist that ends on August 27. The Helldivers 2 community is pretty pumped about the new Freedom's Flame Warbond content. Here's a rundown of what players are saying and why they're excited. The biggest draw is definitely the new fire-based weapons and abilities. People are stoked to try out flamethrowers and incendiary gear, finally getting the chance to set everything on fire in the game. It's a chance to channel their inner pyromaniac and wreak some havoc. Another big highlight is the new armor sets, like Drought and Heat Seeker. These aren't just for show. They give players a hefty 75% resistance to fire damage. For a game that often puts you in hot situations, literally, this is a huge bonus. It means players can survive longer and take on more aggressive strategies without worrying as much about burning out. The Warbond pack also brings a bunch of new customization options. There are new patterns, banners, capes, emotes, and victory poses. It's all about letting players express themselves and make their characters look unique. The community seems to love these kinds of options, as it lets them stand out and add a personal flair to their in-game personas. The fire theme fits perfectly with the game's overall vibe. It's cohesive and feels right at home in the Helldivers universe. This consistency helps make the new content feel like a natural extension of the game, not just a random add-on. Over on Reddit and other social media, the response has been mostly positive. Players are sharing their excitement and looking forward to diving into the new content. There are always some concerns and nitpicks, but overall, people are happy with what they're seeing. In short, the Freedom's Flame Warbond seems to be a hit. Wow, check out these videos.